I'm connected to my Raspberry Pi 5 through my PC using Putty, and we are connected via the terminal here. I'm going to show you how to do this, and I'll put the link to the FTDI cable in the description. First, let's talk about the hardware. So here's my Pi 5. I've seen some videos and tutorials on the Pi 4 and how to do this, and this is pretty similar, but there's a couple little adjustments. So anyway, here's the FTDI cable. We have this third pin down. This is going to be to connect the grounds here on the right hand column of pins. Then yellow, this is the FTDI receive, and which is the Raspberry Pi transmit, and then the orange is the transmit on the cable, which is the Raspberry Pi receive. The first thing to do is to make sure your serial port is on in the Raspberry Pi configurations, which it is here, and you can double check this by going to boot firmware, then go into the nano editor, config.txt, and then go down to the bottom here. And you see this DT param UART 0 equals on. Alright, you're good then. So Control X. Then we're going to go into here, and this is the key change to make. Alright, so by default this will be serial, I believe serial 0, but change this to TTY-AMA 0, okay? So the serial 0, I'm pretty sure that goes to the debugger port. Right now we're using just the traditional GPIO header here with pins 14 and I think it's GPIO 14 and 15. So once again, change this from serial 0 to TTY-AMA 0. Then I don't know if you have to reboot or not. I did reboot, but I'm not sure if that makes a difference. Here we go on the PC side of things. We're in the device manager. Go to your ports, and then down here you'll see this COM19. That's going to be important. So then we're going to click here, properties, and then make sure everything's set up here with your bits per second. So your baud rate is 115/200, and 8, none, 1, none. Alright, open up Putty. If you don't have it already, download it. I'll put the link in the description. Anyway, you're going to use that device manager COM19 here, and then 115/200. We're going to click OK, and this might take a minute to connect. Let's see here. I'm going to hit enter a couple times, and there we go. If you want to use the debug port, you can do that too. So on the left here is the Raspberry Pi TX, this wire. On the right is the Raspberry Pi RX. And then the middle is the grounds. You connect the grounds, yada yada yada. And then once again, go to your cmdline.txt and change this to serial 0. This is the default. Change it back, and so now you can communicate between your PC and your Pi, and once again we're in Putty, all the same stuff as before, and this works. Now I did have to reboot my Pi to get this to work. Now you don't always need to use FTDI. The brand has a great reputation, but there are alternatives out there. For example, you can get these pretty cheap on like Amazon, and they do work. So I'm continuing here to use the debugger port, and we're sticking with our serial 0, and things are working. So we have all our settings here, and here's the device manager, COM7 this time. That's the chip CH340, and then we're connected here on the PC. Here's what the front looks like, and here's the back. And here we go with the CM5. We're connected to the GPIO header here using the FTDI cable. Once again, we have our device manager, COM port 19 with Putty, and we're all connected here. So there is no debugger port on the CM5 I/O board, but nevertheless, it's completely doable to log in remotely via your PC via serial port to the CM5. Alright, hope this helps. Thanks for watching and take care.